We have been here many times before. We have watched as thousands were fed. We have listened to the blessings on the meek and the mourners and the peacemakers. We have felt our hearts rise up within us and plunge to the depths as the waves tossed us up and down until we were drunk on water and chaos and new belief. But it is different this morning. The moon still sends the water up and down the shore. But we are different this morning. We are less than we were. For a moment, we have been so much more. After the mob, the betrayal, the death, his death, and reappearance, the air is still. The waves are calm, birds are calling out. The men have returned to their boat. The moon still pierces through the early morning gloom. Those specks of stardust are starting to fade away. Fish jump above the surface of the water, bright like pieces of silver. I am sitting against the other boat. The sand is cool below me, and the cord is rough in my hand. I have come back to repair the nets. We are fishing for fish now, again. I can hear the knock of rock against rock as the man along the beach sets a circle of charcoal for the fire. I can hear the crack and the hiss of the wood as it digs light. The man sits in the glow of red, in the wisp of smoke. It is Jesus, of course. He is not asked for my company, nor I his. We are quiet in this strange space between the end and the new beginning. The boat has turned as if to land, but even from this distance, from the slope of their shoulders and the slack of the net, I can see there are no fish. There were times, even in the midst of the miracles and the crowds, when the pull of the net and the wrestle and writhe of the fish was all they longed for. But now, when that life is over, when the whole of the sea is open to them once more, I wonder if they have forgotten how to live their old lives. I hear them as they talk, the men amongst themselves and with the man on the shore. They throw their net over the other side of the boat, anticipating the pull and strain of a heaving haul. I bend over the unfinished triangle of the net laid out on the sand. Nets break when the treasure is more than expected, and this net is more holes than cord. I tie one end to the boat and pull the rest taut in one hand. In my other hand is the net needle. I move the needle in and out through the holes until the holes are captured within the cord, within the net. When we couldn't fish, through the love of God we wove ourselves into the holes in each other's lives. We wove the love of God into the pain and the fear and the healings and the endings, into the grief and the loss and the loneliness. The love of God wove us into a net of miracles, ready to catch the tail of a new beginning. Every day, imperfectly and awkwardly perhaps, we loved one another. We were holy to each other, almost. The swell of the boat approaching the shore pushes the water up the beach to my toes, The sun is rising above the line of the horizon, and Peter is yelling. He has leapt from the boat, his eyes fierce and fixed on the man beside me. He's pushing his whole body through the water except for the hand gripping his shirt to his chest. Peter has recognised my beach partner at last. He runs up the beach, kicking sand behind him, and when he reaches Jesus, Peter throws himself to the ground, warms his hands at the fire, and leans against a rock. Grease spits from the fish to the fire, and the flames leap out of the charcoal like eloquent tongues. We thought we were learning to fish for men and women. We thought we were preparing for a revolution, for the mighty to fall and the poor to be raised up. But there are only 8 of us now, eating breakfast on a quiet beach, while Peter and Jesus put demons to rest. The prayers of our fathers and our fathers' fathers go like this. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His steadfast love endures forever. Do you love me? Give thanks to the Lord for his unfailing love, his wonderful deeds to all, in the deserts and in the storms, to those who are in distress. Do you love me? Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Do you love me? Do you love one another? We eat the fish and the bread as the sun rises higher and higher in the sky. And when the coals cool, Jesus stands and shakes the sand from his robe. And we stand too and follow him along the shore.